Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how you can use your TI-84 calculator to solve a system of linear equations. And we're going to use our example from class with Kirchhoff's laws and this graph to actually do that, to actually solve this. Now recall from class we used the junction law to get this equation, the current law or the loop law on this loop to get this equation, and then the loop law on the second loop to get this particular equation. Now what we want to do is rearrange it so that the constant terms are on one side, and then we actually have an order of I1, I2, I3 on the other side. And when we do, we will have this. Okay. The next thing we want to do is put this into what we call an augmented matrix. And there it is. And you'll notice that each row corresponds to each equation. For example, here we have I1 minus I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. Here, 6I1 plus 3I2 plus 0 is equal to 18. And then finally, 6I1 plus 0 plus 2I3 is equal to 45. So this does indeed work out. And what we want to do is put this information into this matrix into our TI-84. So here is our TI-84. To do that, we want to hit second, matrix. Okay, we want to go to edit. We're going to put this in matrix A. Now notice here matrix A has 3 columns. The first entry is has 3 rows. The first entry is always rows. So that's going to be 3. And we have 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth entry is going to be 4. And it fills out the structure of the matrix for us. And now we can fill it out. Now our first entry here is going to be 1, so we can enter in 1 and hit enter. And notice how it moves to the next point, next column in the row. So this one's going to be -1, -1, enter, -1, enter, and our last value will be 0, enter. Now we can do the next row. That will be 6, enter, 3, enter, 0, enter, and then 18, 1, 8. There it is. And then for our last row, we're going to have 6, enter, 0, enter, 2, enter, 45. Okay, there's our matrix. Now, what we want to do after we've done that, well, first we want to quit, but we want to create what's called a reduced row echelon matrix. And for that, what we're going to do is just basically use the code RREF. And what that's going to produce for us is a matrix that looks like this. 1, 0, 0, A, 0, 1, 0, B, 0, 0, 1, C. And once again, each row corresponds to an equation where this is I1, this is I2, and this is I3. Okay, so the first row corresponds to I1 equals A, there we go. I2 is equal to B, and I3 is equal to C. So that's the kind of matrix we're looking for, and that's how we can interpret it. So how do we compute that using our TI-84? What we can do is go to second, matrix, and we want to do math. That's pretty much what we're doing. And we're looking for a function called RREF right here. Okay, to find that, what we can do is you can either go down the list or up the list, and you will find it next to item B. There it is, RREF. Once you've done that, now you need to select your matrix. That will be second, matrix, and this is where you select it. And notice that we put our data in matrix A, so we want to go ahead and select matrix A, close the parenthesis, and hit enter. And this is our reduced matrix. Now this corresponds to I1 being equal to 4.75 amps. Okay. I2 being equal to -3.5 amps, and then I3 being equal to positive 8.25 amps, if I read that correctly. Yes. Okay, so that's what we can get from our calculator, and of course that's also what we have here. And one of the things that we can deduce here is that, remember, when we made decisions on the current for I2, we chose this way, but since it came out negative, we know that I2 is going to be going in the other direction. But nonetheless, that is how you can use your TI-84 to solve particular to solve a system of linear equations. Now, let's suppose that you are doing another problem, okay, or another circuit which produces another matrix. Well, what you can do is something, to solve that, you don't need to go through the entire process. Again, what you can do is use your history. The first thing that you'll need to do, of course, is to edit your matrix, or to enter your matrix. So to do that, once again, you can go into second, matrix. Okay, we want to edit A. And you can change the dimensions and you can change all the values. For example, what I can do is come in here and maybe I can change this to 36. Okay, now I can exit, and the question is, do I actually have to go back in and do that RREF stuff again? The answer is no, because I have this in my history, so I can go highlight this, hit enter, and it will do the reduced echelon matrix, the reduced row echelon form for my revised matrix, which it happens to be right here. So no, you don't have to come in, you don't have to go into matrix and go through math and do all that. Once you have RREFA into your history, as long as you're editing matrix A, you can just keep on bringing it down from your history and reusing it. And that is all that I have for this particular video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. This is Bob Boyle, signing off.